Hello. Fingers crossed that's coming through. It looks like it's coming through. Howdy. How you guys doing? Yeah, so I've got stream chat over here. So if you see me looking over here, that's why. Those of you who were here last year will remember that I did a very similar looking stream. But I've had a change about in where my stuff in my room is laid out. So I've had to move a few things about. Hopefully, yeah. The situation with the audio and with the video is kind of crazy. I've even got a third way I can do this. Let's have a look. How well does this come through? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, look at that. Hey. Well, interesting, it's done both. Whoops, that's not meant to happen. I thought I could. I should be able to toggle to a particular one. That was working earlier. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna have to keep hanging up or not. But yeah, that's kind of strange. Let me. Hey, Roadrunner. I'm just gonna reconnect to this and hope I can set this up. Yeah, it's still on the double. None of these are doing anything, so not sure what's going on here. Certainly shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, doesn't matter. Alright, kill that one. So, as you can see, we're back here again. This time we've got a different board. Isn't that exciting? And the biggest excitement about it is, hopefully you can sort of see that, it is vastly thinner. In fact, I can compare. I've got all the ones from last year, if you remember these guys. We've gone for a much thinner Fomex this time, which, if you were around for that last stream we did last year, it was exactly the same as this. Fomex board, me, a knife, then you would know how painful it was to try and cut these things out. This time I'm hoping it'll be a bit different, simply because I've done it once, I know what it was like, and yeah, it's thinner, so hopefully that's nowhere near. I know it's a Stanley blade. It's still a knife, okay? It has a pointy end that you stick in things. It's a knife. But yeah. So as you can see, I'm not sure how good a view you guys have got of this, so I'll try and hold it up. So this time we've got all of the Age of Empires 1 civs, plus, of course, the one new Age of Empires 2 civ. So we've got all that ready for us. What are we doing in the Standard Blade? Well, we're going to be cutting this. So we've got all these icons and stuff, and we've got to be able to cut them out for use in. So like this. In. If I can get all the way there. I've still got all this stuff to the side. With command strips like. Oh. Yeah. Little stands. And so these get put inside one of these. Oh. And if you know what that is. Yeah. So this is our drafting table stuff. And in fact, oops, I just realized I had that the wrong way around. So it'd be that way around. Oops. Yeah, like that. Yeah. So we had the drafting table last year. Of course, between then and now, only one new Age of Empires 2 civ has come out. But because it has come out, it meant that we needed a thing for it. And then, I mean, we're not just going to order. I mean, admittedly, you can order much smaller sizes of board here. But I thought because Age of Empires 1 stuff has come out, I was going to put all the civs on there too. So that's what I've done. I will probably, if we only get the Romans out of this and the maps and the bits around the bottom cut out, I'll be quite happy. So I'm not sure how much Age of Empires 1 stuff is going to get used. But yeah. Thanks for following it, Varian. But yeah, it's going good, River. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so today is just going to be a lot of cutting, basically. In fact, I think I'll put that there so people know what we're doing. It's also a very hot day today, so I have chosen an awful day to do it, but I literally received this today. I went down the road and picked it up from the post office. So that's what we've got to deal with, okay? This room full of streamers and players, that's right. 58 Adrian plays 2 players in the room. 58? 48 players. Yeah. And some staff, of course. But yeah, it was good fun. Carrot stream went. I've got the carrots here. River, you'll remember these. Well, these aren't the exact same ones as last year, and there's only 5 of them, because that's just the amount that I could find on Amazon. It's weirdly difficult to find big carrots, like fake carrots. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, the normal ones are like 5 centimeters long. But yeah, so we've got those. We've got the other things I posted photos earlier, which was the lanyard holders and 100 lanyard things, which will pair with. And I'll get this up again, just because it's way too small and I can't be bothered to get up to actually show you guys this. So let's hope this comes through okay. So one of these, this is what's on the name cards. So that goes around your neck, you fill in your name and your ticket and seat, and then you wear that around your neck during the event. It's just a double-sided thing. I'm sure you guys remember that. Can I actually... Let's see. I can assign that to slot 3. Does that do any difference? No. It's actually really annoying this is the case, because I thought I'd be able to do all this from this. Shame. Oh well. I guess I've got to keep disconnecting and reconnecting from this. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the cards. They're still the same as last year. Pretty cool, yeah. Right. I thought we still have yours from last year. You mean the carrot Bethesda or the lanyard? I did wonder whether we should actually try and like collect them afterwards, because obviously the less we have to buy year on year, the more budget we have. But yeah, let's begin, shall we? So I need to actually, yeah, let's use a ruler. This is another thing I learned late on from last year's cutting, is that rulers are really helpful for making straight lines. It's weird, I know, but they're really useful for making straight lines. So I guess I'll start by just doing the big cuts, and in fact, this is where the gloves come in. Oh, the name badge, yeah, that's fair. Although in some ways I almost feel like this is less grip than I'd get with this, but oh well. Let's make sure I get this correct. Looks alright. Just going to do the first couple of rows to begin with. Somewhere there. Yeah. God damn. This stuff is still tough. I mean, it's interesting to see how much that initial cut, how deep that initial cut actually went. I'm not sure it went all that deep. It's meant to be only 3mm, but you never know. There we go. A bit further, maybe. Paradox. Dear. Alright. Yeah, you've got to share a hall with that guy. He's popping. That's what she said, jokes. Yeah. I think this is one I've actually got to adjust on the way down. A bit hacky, but you know, Sometimes hacky's the only way about it. Okay. So that's the top row. Done. Scored downwards. I know it's whole GB Discord now. I've seen the way they jump on every single bit like that. Can we take a minute to appreciate the use of the glove? Yeah, man. It felt like... I mean, the problem is that when I'm holding the ruler, it's actually less grippy on the ruler. And I feel like the ruler's going to be the main thing that actually keeps this stuff properly aligned. But, there we go. Let's see how deep a cut this first one went. So I'm just going to take like 0.5 centimeter in and just see what happens when I do that. Oh, it's enough. Oh, this is so much easier. Okay, that is cut through in one. Why didn't I not do this last year? My God. Who of you were here for last year's stream of me doing this? That's what I'm trying to get a little show of hands in the chat as to who was here last year when I was doing this. Because, oh my God. If it's going to be this easy, we're going to be done in like an hour, which is insane. So I think last year's stream, for those who remember, was like 3-4 hours, and I got like half of it done. It was kind of insane. But yeah, so this is going to be significantly easier, thankfully. Where did I put them? Oh, hey, leader. You see what I was meaning now, leader? Making a drafting table. I mean, this is what we did last year. It's kind of a modular system. So we've got now all of the Age of Empires 1 civs and the new Roman civ, and the maps from Training Grounds. It's going to be played. Where the funding comes from. Yes, it is just ticket sales. Yeah, so ticket sales were, I think, 50 per person for the BYOC tickets. That's the people get to sit in the 4 double-sided rows for the 48 slots. And then we've got weekend spectator slots, which was 30, and day slots, which is 20. And yeah, it meant that we got more than enough budget to run each year. And in fact, this year, simply because we've got less happening this year, we're not doing a tournament. We're not doing. You can see I put a little. I don't need to put the sniper away when I'm not using it. We're not doing Landlubbers this year, which was our tournament. I did put this in the background in case anybody noticed. But yeah, this is our tournament last year. But we're taking a gap from the esports this year. Oh man, that's a shame, leader. Yeah. You should talk to JBR about that, because he knows exactly what that feels like. It's the exact same. It was such a chunk of the weekend, yeah, exactly. Is it buffering for anyone else? Hopefully not. My streaming setup is a bit weird here, in that my PC is behind where this camera is, and I can sort of see it when I lean around. That's why you'll see me lean around. But then I've got the chat and what should be like the mixer to choose what goes on the screen to my side here. So actually, that looks like it might have done something. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so if you see me looking back and forth, that's what's happening. Right, so Greeks. Let's keep going. Just got to make sure I don't move the ruler. That seemed to be okay. Yep, that was clean. I think I've actually got to go down each of these top cuts and just make sure they're deep enough cores are full on. Don't know whether you guys heard that. That was fireworks going off in the background. In broad daylight. It's only 7:15. Weird. There we go. That's the second one. Yeah, let's just keep going down first. Seems someone has set off like a bumper pack of fireworks here. It's a bit odd. It is absolutely bright sunshine outside, as it should be. We are nearing summer after all. I'm just hoping my original score is deep enough to not need the ruler. Yeah, that's coming out quite nicely now. Need to go above it again. It's actually really awkward. But yeah, we do have a couple of things up our sleeve. I think this year especially, like, we want to just make sure there's a ton of time that we set aside just for not things for us to arrange, but or not so much for things for us to arrange. Obviously, we'll be trying to arrange certain wacky things as we go through the weekend, but we don't want to like have something planned like every half an hour. We want to leave hours of gap just for people to play what they want, whether that's board games or whether that's team games or whatever. Maybe even get like a show match or two going on, depending who is up for it at the time. Oh my god, that's so much easier. Flip it out. That is a very bad cut. Try that again. That's better. Okay. Another one. There we go. Let's have a look. What's the drafting stuff for? So we do have a sort of tournament going on at the same time. I say sort of. It is a tournament going on at the same time, but it's not run by us. It's a tournament called Training Grounds 2, which is run by one of our attendees, Big Walt. And I think Cappy's helping him out this year, and possibly some others that are attending. And it's a tournament for up to 1450s, and they're already beginning, I think, now. You can see that we've got somewhere at the bottom there, Training Grounds 2 in the middle. So yeah, they're going to be doing some games using the drafting table. I think there's 3 sets that could be played at Land Madness. Like the people who are in the tournament are also at Land Madness, just out of happenstance. There's also the opportunity potentially for show matches to use the drafting table. And whether or not the Age of Empires 1 stuff will get used, we don't know. But I thought I'd print them out anyway, because you never know if you might need them. In fact, I'm going to make some big cuts, I think is the next step. Right, what is my art and crafts elo? Very low. I use a Stanley knife and a metal ruler. And I haven't actually stabbed myself yet. Neither in this session or last year's. So, yay! I guess. Right, I'm going to make some longer cuts here just to make the overall board smaller, I think. And then hopefully it's much easier to work with. That's going to have to be a bit longer, I think. Don't worry how to do that. Fluffy Bunny's got 250 elo from last year. Nice. That's awesome. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for what we should do at LM Madness, this would be a perfect time to suggest them, given that we're right here, We're here, we'll listen. In fact, this is going to have to be a bit off, I think. Yeah. Actually, that's fine for Yamato as well, looking at it. Yeah, it goes slanted by the end, but that's fine. Let's cut this off now. Doesn't matter if it's rough. All we need is for it to detach, like so. Why are there fireworks going off? It's literally never happened. Oh, there we go. So I'll keep that to one side for now. Just a bingo game where people have to do or see certain things in game and mark it off when they do. Interesting idea. We definitely had some thoughts for funky game modes, and maybe even stuff like co-op challenges. If anyone's out there and willing to help us set up some co-op challenges, that would be excellent. Because we've got a lot to organise going up to the event and a lot of stress. So if any of that stuff can be offloaded to anyone that wants to, we are all ears. Fluffy bunny leaderboard challenges? No, I'm afraid not. Sounds fun though. What does the fluffy bunny leaderboard challenge involve? Yeah. I don't have time to keep up with everyone. I'm sorry. Tower Rush themed Okay, you're gonna have to give me more information than that. Tower Rush themed Jenga. Okay. I have no idea what that would look like. This is pretty much the last cut I'll need to do for the moment. Big cut wise. There we go. I can just crossed that. Well, hey. So that's going to be the big one I'm going to work on for now. I think the maps. People play live games on my stream. They get given a challenge to do at random. Easy, medium, hard for 1 point winning, 1, 2, 3 bonus points for challenge as well as winning. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a bit like what's it called? T90's done a similar thing before, I think. Not quite a leaderboard though. That's an interesting extra twist you've got there. There you go. Yeah, things that only work in person with Mason. That's right. And it's a case of what do we have time to organise? I think more than anything else on that front. So there are some things that would be incredible if we got the time, but we might not get the time. So you know, so much easier to cut. Oh my God, I don't actually need to even use a ruler half the time. Here I am going to use one though, just to get the borders right. It is a straight edge after all. There we go. Do the same this way. Oh yeah, hotkeys. That could be kind of crazy. One more cut, and that should be this good. Right, now fingers crossed. That should just. Okay, not quite. Couldn't be perfect, could it? And so that's that piece. Gee, yeah, I don't know how to collect those, to be honest. Okay, it's not quite as simple as I thought, but it's going to be close, I think. Okay, that's that out. There we go. Piece number 1. Tidy up the edges. Yeah, I was a bit impatient with that one, I think. But it came out fine. There you go, there's Golden Swamp. Map numero uno. Could do a pub stream. Hey, Spirit Judge. Yeah, there you go. Golden Swamp. I've realised that one end has a spiky and the other end doesn't, so I'm going to have to cut off the spiky, I think. There we go. Yeah, emblem 1 of 1. I do need to figure out how many command strips I've got, though, is one problem. But yeah, I'll deal with that later. Right, morass. How do I want to do this? Somewhere there, I think. In fact, it's kind of hard to see where I'm at because the light is shining on it. Let's try this again. There we go. If it's not perfect, I don't mind. But obviously, the closer the better. And the corner's going to be an absolute pain, I think. Pub stream. I mean, there is going to be plenty of alcohol consumed on the premises itself, I have a feeling. In the next day or so, I think I'm going to be ordering the cider order. Get some more Thistly Cross in us over the course of the weekend, I hope. What can I do here? 8-piece cut off. There we go. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about the event, not just suggestions, feel free to ask them, because I mean, we're here. Salty. I appreciate the concern. I am wearing a glove though. I mean, it is just a bicycle glove, but it's better than nothing, right? In theory. It should be fine. And I have done this before. This ain't my first rodeo. That, and then I guess connect it up. Okay, it's down here maybe. There we go. That cut there, I need to. There we go. Fingers crossed that's enough. That means I should know what to do. Hey! That is map number 2. Oh, park run. Oh my god. Yep. What time are you down to at this point, Mel? Or have you sort of tailed off? Because, like, you were on fire for a while there. But I haven't heard or seen a report in a little bit, so you got me curious. 26 minutes. Shit. I think when I last got into running, which was, I mean, beyond the runs I've done this month. Last time I went running, I think my best was 27:30, if I recall. But it's going to be middle of the summer as well. I guess it will be morning, which will help. But yeah, middle of the summer is going to be painful. Blame it on incredibly competitive, but yeah, that's basically it. And now, when I can get to commit to something like this, I generally do actually go through with it. I did commit to a half marathon earlier last May. And I was very bad in preparation for it. I think I could have managed and did manage about 13k, and then my body literally gave up on me. Like, my foot just, I don't know what happened to it, but some of the bones went where they shouldn't, and it was very painful. So I just walked the rest of the way, or hobble jogged the rest of the way. But yeah, 5k for parkrun should be fine. I think that should be fine. We can manage that. We'll have a lot of sweaty people coming back to the hall. That's for sure. But yes, we will have a handbook again this year. That is pretty much ready. There isn't too much to change from last year. One of the major things we had to change from last year actually was the COVID stuff, because of course it was I wouldn't say in the height of COVID, it was in the tail end of COVID last year. So this year we don't have to worry quite so much about that. But I think it's just going to be a case of, if you have a cold, just wear a mask. Be nice to the rest of us. But the rest of it shall be just as free as you like. I think we still actually have some of the disinfectant stuff, so we'll still have that around, just because that's good to have anyway. But yeah. A quick shower, just Jesus. No, really, no, that ain't happening. Exactly, Spudgy. I did go to a LAN where I saw, I don't know if it was a dare or part of a game, but somebody spitting in somebody else's mouth. And then, like, a month later, suddenly COVID was announced, like, alright. I wonder how that happened. If I say I was not involved, but there you go. I was actually due to be flying out to Austria. Time COVID was just starting up. I was due to fly that weekend, and then we got the news on the Friday, like the day of, or the day before we were due to fly, that we couldn't go. There you go. Anyway, I don't want to go back to COVID. COVID times are bad times, right? I mean, it was very different times. Maybe not bad all the way, but you know what I mean. For us who like to be at our PCs. And to be honest, had it not been for COVID, would Age of Empires 2 be where it is at today? Good question. But anyway, that is just conjecture, I suppose. But yes, so this is now the third map. Oh. Cut. Corner there. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, it's not that great. There's again. That's fine. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Rugby medics. Probably play rugby. That's rugby batter. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I could understand that. Come on. Hello. Joey. Oh, Joey. It was quite funny. We were planning a date. We had just decided on a date, and then Joey's just appears in the LAN Manners general chat like, can't wait to come. As long as it's not this exact weekend, I can come. And then, of course, it's that exact weekend. Poor Joey. At least you made it to last year's one, right? It's not like you've never experienced LAN Manners before. Imagine not having experienced a LAN Madness. Sad. I am hoping that more and more of these crop up worldwide. We're doing pretty well here in the UK with this, I think. Like, we're not doing too badly. I mean, yes, it's only once a year, but it means it's special, I suppose. Oh, my back. Need to kneel or something. Oi, oi, oi. I don't know whether you can hear my back cracking like crazy there. Hey, breakfast. Howdy. When is the next LAN Madness? I Love Baskets. It's at the end of this month, and there are spectator seats still available. If you happen to want to come and spectate, there will be board games and console games, and no doubt some other games going on for those who don't have a PC. But yeah. feel free to come along. Tickets are on the Land Madness website. Should you please? But yeah, it's not long away now. It's like 2 and a bit weeks. Crazy. Hotel with a pool? St. Helens? The hell? There's not a Hilton in St. Helens, is there, or something? I'm unaware of. That. This bit. Hopefully that just comes off. Can have another look at floor plan. There's one person who hasn't put down their extra ticket. I can't remember whether it's. Actually, I can't think of who it is. I might have to manually assign them into there or something. Oh, my freehand drawing apparently is improving here. Standing Lives is literally the greatest invention of all time. It is good. They're not perfect for this. If you saw my attempt last time when I made the original set of things, when they were 5mm thick, Standing Life just Standing Life just didn't cut it. But I had to make do with Standing Life anyway, so I guess they did cut it in the end. But there you go. Because something like this, where it's only 3mm, is actually not too bad. It's everyone's favourite map done. Arabia. Okay. So that's 4 maps done now. We've got Golden Swamp. We've got Kawasan. We've got Arabia. And we've got Morass. Yeah. And these will be on the drafting table at the front. Nearly halfway the maps. Hey son. How's it going? Yeah, this is taking longer than I thought. I said, well, not longer than I thought, but I did say like it would only take an hour, and that's just completely wrong. Which I really should have known better, even when it's so much easier than last year. Okay, fortified clearing next. I think that's the trick, actually. Make every cut terminate somewhere. So you can just take little bits off like that as we go. I think that's going to be the secret. Yes, I think that is exactly the secret. Look how much quicker this is. If anyone's coming in here expecting to see Age of Empires and they're just seeing me randomly cut things out, I'm rather sorry. I was going to try and move it into the arts and crafts section, but didn't get time before the stream started. But I don't know. I guess it's relevant to both, I suppose. It's the longest name I've ever had to put in one of these. 45 clearing. Right. Yeah, questions in chats. Favorite map, Copium, yeah. Oh, of course, Crazini's gonna be there. Yeah, it was really fun meeting Crazini at NAC. Nice guy. Way too good at table football. But there we go. NAC was excellent. It was. It was indeed. I mean, it was. I mean, the viewing party was made better by the GL guys, like organizing certain segments as well. That and the fact that they got Kamigawa to do the pizza. That, oh, well, it's not technically pizza, is it? Was it ciabatta? No. What's the name of the stuff we had? I can't even remember it. So good though. Focaccia, that's the one. Thanks, Mel. Focaccia was excellent. I don't think I'd ever ordered or had focaccia. At least not knowingly before then. And that was delicious. Way too delicious. I think I ate way too much of it. I think that weekend was the start of my weight gain, actually. Thinking about it, I think I've probably put on quite a bit over that weekend, in fact. It was just so Moorish, you know? So Moorish. And it was free, and it was just sitting there. Ay, ay, ay. Tidy that edge up. Yeah, what you can't actually see in this room, speaking of 5K and stuff, it's super tricky, is that the webcam's actually on the arm. In fact, I can show you on this kind of. It's actually sitting on the arm of. Ooh. Can I actually switch to it now? No. Like that's my that's my setup right now. So that's my other camera that you can see into. So yeah, it's just sitting on my treadmill. Which I thought was kind of funny. Ooh. Streamception, I know, right? I don't know if there's really anything else I was going to show you around here. Like, most of the drafting table stuff. I need to see how many command strips I've got in there. Because, like, all of these have command strips on them. Top there. So I need to make sure that I've got enough for the new emblems. I guess I don't need new ones. Oh, I guess I need them on all of the emblems, but I don't need any more, like, poles, so, yeah. There we go. Show us Fanji's basement. I can do that from here. I don't actually know where Fanji lives. Whereabouts in the world is where in the world produces a Fanji? That's the question. Maybe best not to ask that. The horribles, yes. The horrors. Fanji's basement. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Discord. I think all of you are in there by now already, so. It would be great if at some point we can look at expanding the venue. I know that the TLP guys are interested in it to a point. It would cost several thousand to get a Sparky in to update the power. It's really the power that's the difficult bit. Because you have to get very special sockets to be able to dish out that amount of power, and also all of the power of the rows would need to change. Because it's actually not. Well, you could either double the amount of rows in total, and I guess you'd have to buy a bunch of extra, like, power splitters that they've got, but of the same sort, or you make the rows longer, in which case, basically the 4 power splitters they've already got would have to be replaced by beefier ones. So it's not just the installation cost of the power either, it's the cost of upgrading the kit to be able to handle that power. So obviously if you're dolping out more power to longer rows, it's higher ampage or whatever. Oh, actually they'd have to split it, wouldn't they? You'd have to split it halfway up the row. Yeah, it's not easy. So there's a maximum amount of ampage you can have, and under UK law they've got to trip at a certain point. And you can never have too many amps in one go. It's rather complicated. They would literally have to dig up the whole road opposite. Wow. Yeah, river. It's getting hot. I mean, today it was 20. Well, up here it was 22, roughly. But it's a humid hot, and we do not have AC. I had my ceiling fan on pretty much the entire day, and yet I am still sweaty. That is a terrible cut, but it'll do. 29 degrees. Holy crap. That's insane. There we go. Sun is a nice change. It's true. We do really like when the summer comes around. I don't know what it is about Britain and British people, but we moan the entire year that it's too cold, too wet, too windy, too overcast. I think is the main one. And when summer comes around and suddenly we're given a relief from all those things, we then complain again that it's too hot, too humid. I don't know what it is about us, but we do just moan. Us and Brits and weather, we just moan. I guess because we feel like somewhere in the world there's this perfect combination of hot and, I don't know, somewhere in between. Hot's fine as long as it's a nice breeze. I agree. Sometimes we don't have that though. It's the problem, I guess. We do get still days here. And you don't get still breezes or nice breezes inside it, which is also a big problem. Even with ceiling fans. Also, welcome, New. I don't think I've seen you before. You have to introduce yourself. Maybe I'm getting confused. I might just be getting confused. 9 degrees, wow. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, 9 degrees is the norm up here in Scotland. Yeah, that almost went very bad. That was still very bad, but it'll do. Wales! And yeah, it was hot. We're going to make sure we open the doors really early this year, I think. So we delayed opening the doors for way too long last year. Too busy on broadcast, and we only really thought of it late on. But yes, it being on the June-July border is certainly not great on that front. There we go. Hideout. On to the last map, which is the special map that got made especially for this tournament. So you guys will not have heard of it. It's called Neom. Yeah, it was a great map. Good, good. My wife calls LM a geek fest. I mean, it is, let's be frank. Like, it is just a festival for geeks. She's not wrong. Is she saying that as if it's a bad thing, though? Like, I don't know. Seems a bit weird. So even though I just stretched my leg out, I think this is actually going to hurt more in the long run based on what I'm doing. Excellent. Corners. Almost done the maps now. Actually, although you guys won't be able to hear it, I'm going to put on some music because I can. Nice. Alright, let me get the chat back up. Easy. That actually reminds me I'm there. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it is a subtle prod, but you know, it's good fun. I think this year we're going to find that actually there's going to be a lot more board gaming going on than last year. That's my hope anyway. Do love a good board game. I'll be bringing a few along myself. I've got Paradise, Seven Wonders, Cult Express, one that's actually rather apt, The Great City of Rome. I've also got like a board game that's meant to imitate Civ, like Civ 5. Ticket to Ride, Villagers, Lords of Waterdeep, that's another good one. Can't remember what the one at the bottom is. Yeah, there's the ones I can see at least. Board games, let's go. Exactly. There we go. And there is, with one more cut. Fuck. Neon. That is all the maps done. Thank God. Right. Oh. Sweet Lord, let me stand up for a moment. Oh. Played Drinkers of Catan. Oh my God. What are the rules for Drinkers of Catan? When do you drink? Sounds amazing and terrible, Mel. Let's be honest. I don't actually have Settlers of Catan. That's weird. When don't you drink? Well, that is true. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Right. I think my next plan is to get the Romans out of there. I think I'll just cut all of these out one by one, though. And is it me? But when you look at that, it's the Age of Empires 1 Romans looking much better than the Age of Empires 2 Romans. Like, to me, the Age of Empires 1 Romans just looks better. Every time the times are 1, 2, 4. Oh no, you can't do that. Maybe like 1, 2, 11, and 12. 2 or a 2. Oh yeah, of course you can't get 1. 2 or 12. Okay, that sort of makes sense. But that also sounds dangerous as hell. My god. Need a ruler here. The only thing is, I didn't align the text at the bottom across the row, so it was impossible to in many ways. Right. Will do. Nice. I'll leave those off to one side for now. Got some pub emojis and some Pez gods. Picking set. Why would you do that to yourself? Isn't that like? Oh, that's the Baron, isn't it? Moving the Baron. You don't know how to play Catan now. It's a fun game. It's not too bad. I find it's more. You need a bit of luck, to put it mildly. Also, I don't know why I'm cutting this like this. Don't think I did that for any of the others. Oh well, I guess I'm doing it for this. Use the ruler again. Okay. But yeah, that just sounds like pain to me. There are some reasonable drinking games. In fact, the only real drinking game I did was whilst playing Mario Kart. You had to finish your drink before finishing the race or something like that. But you can't drink and drive at the same time, obviously. Because, you wouldn't. Yeah, this is a bit ripely done. Oh dear. It's because it's circular symbols. The circular symbols never quite look too good when you're cutting them out in squares. I guess that should be obvious, but... Oh well. It's got to tidy up the edges very little bit. Yeah. Oh no, that's awful. I think also I've done the sides uneven very slightly. There we go. To do, I think. Perfect. Wally, hello! I'm Grandy. How are you? What? Crafting's sweaty business, I'll tell you. Doesn't help that, I mean, I am underneath my ceiling fan, so that does help. But, yeah. Shovel that there. It would have been much easier for me if I'd just done this at a table, I think. Which, come to think of it, would have been a really good idea. Then again, I don't know if I'd get the same leverage on that table. I don't know. Vibing. Jolly good. But yeah, I'm just busy cutting out all of the Age of Empires 1 symbols now. All the Age of Empires 2 ones were kept from last year. We gave out all the maps from last year, which actually I realised as I was planning this Fomex order that actually a bunch of the maps from Training Grounds overlap with ones we used last year, but there we go. So we just print them all off again. Glad I thought to check that at the time. There we go. There we go, that's Shang. You know what, I might, should I try it? I might actually try and do a sort of more circular cut around here. Don't know. Is anything going on in the general chat? Not really. I saw Nillis's amazing shirts. That's so cool. Actually, here's a question for the chat. If we were to find a way of creating t-shirts, like Land Madness t-shirts or Land Madness hoodies or stuff, what would you be interested in with like the Land Madness logo on it? I guess it would have to be. Like what would people actually want to wear? Because like so many places come out with merch that honestly I wouldn't wear it anywhere. Like I would wear it to specific events like this and nowhere else. Whereas I think Land Madness is one that I possibly would wear to other places. In the same way that the GL hoodie, the GL logo is really good for it. Because you would wear that elsewhere. Like it's a decent logo that doesn't really scream anything. Exactly. Land Madness bunny ears. Like on the strap that goes over the top wall. Where would they go? Like inside the ear? Where would it go? Question. On the ears themselves, like on the back of the ears or the front of the ears. Hey, cheers, Wally. Hey, Blazing Scrubs, how you doing? How are you doing today? Yes. See, can I just cut that up straight? Just try cutting it straight first and see how it looks. Hopefully that's just enough. Sort of. Go too far here. Oh. On the top front, make people look into the ears, right? I see. So like L in one ear, M in the other. Is that how you do it? I guess. And you'd wear those everywhere, right? Is this prep for another Land Madness? It is indeed. We've got one in 2.5 weeks' time, my friends. 2.5 weeks' time. And so we had, I mean, you're a bit late to see the whole board, but we've got all of the Age of Empires 1 symbols. We've got some random extra bits. Emotes and things. And all of the maps that would go on the drafting table to go along with the Age of Empires 2 stuff from last year. Which is cool. Okay, that went okay. Sweet. You know what, I think I might just cut this straight down. It'll be a bit closer than I like, but And make it even with the other side. I don't recognise your name, Blazing. Ah. Well, you're welcome to come and visit. We still have spectator tickets if you want. I know that people are going to be slightly more eager to play board games this time around, so there'll be plenty to be doing. Even if you don't get a seat on the main rows. Top of the bit. I'll do. So Phoenicians. Look at that. Oh, this is killing my legs, man. I can do some of these in fairly rough strokes, thankfully. Yeah, hopefully we can catch the next one. I think this time around we sold out in a month. Last time it was 2 months. But yeah, we're hoping to keep going with this yearly, if possible. Assuming nothing crazy happens. We are rather reliant on the LM project for all of our kit currently. And they're incredible lads, the LM project. The fact that they're willing to work with us on a yearly basis is incredible. And it makes our life so much easier. Because they're improving their kit every year as well. Like they've went and bought wireless mics, which is something I was looking into for our stuff as well. So like, they've already got that at the venue. It's insane. Yeah, I definitely will, Beth. What are you cutting out there? Well, as you can see, I've got all the Age of Empires 1 civs right now. And we've already got all the Age of Empires 2 ones. And so it's stuff to put on drafting table things. A la Wallalo, Red Bull Wallalo. So we've got all the Age of Empires 2 ones except the one I just cut out, the Romans. And then I've got all the Age of Empires 1 ones to do as well. Is there another gazebo or something? Yes, there is another gazebo. They've bought a second gazebo which sits on the end of the board game one. And I think at their event they put like the consoles in there. So like the big TV. And the PS5 or something? No, it was a Xbox, so they put in there. But yeah, I'm not sure which bits we'll put where. I know some people are bringing consoles. I'm bringing a Nintendo Wii, which would be better in more open space. So perhaps that one won't go underneath there. Perhaps that one will be on one of the projectors. But yeah. You can get there a bit earlier on the Friday, indeed. So last year, I don't know how many people know this, but last year our setup, me, Tom, and Sonny from TLP were up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And at that point, we were trying to figure out why certain things to do with the broadcast were going wrong. And funnily enough, it was something really stupid that we figured out the next day. But like, the setup for the last event went kind of down to the wire. This year, we're not doing the broadcast stuff nearly as much. It's far less complicated. There will be a casting station, but like, it's just going to go straight into my PC. So, much simpler. So nowhere near as much setup time, which means that like from about midday on the Friday, you should be able to pop along, and that should be everyone should be up and about and ready to receive people. So feel free to come along from noon on the Friday. So I've really messed up that one side. So I'm going to do something similar on the other. Which is a bit naff. Hello, Dave Hunt. Do you have any specific UK? Do you have any UK specific advice for someone who's never been in the country? Um, it kind of depends where you're from, because I mean the UK we're kind of known for our dry humor. I mean you've been around the GB Discord long enough to know what the people are like. Trains can be terrible. It depends which trains. The ones up here aren't awful. The ones in St Helens aren't great, from what I understand. That's around that area. I know that a train company that had a government contract recently got removed from the contract because they're doing so badly. So I don't know how they're doing now. But yeah, I don't know. That's for other things about the country. Just make sure you bring plug adapters if you need them, I guess. We have the best plugs in the world, so I've heard. Just to make sure that they can adapt into whatever you need. Eye masks. Yeah, eye mask is a good shout. Fun thing about an eye mask, if you've got a, this is what I did last time. If you've got like a mask for like a COVID mask, you can wear that over your eyes, and it actually kind of works. It works well enough that you don't need to shell out on like a full mask, like a separate one. It's kind of, it looks kind of funny. It looks really weird, but it works. So there's a pro tip. EU plugs different to UK plugs, exactly. Yeah. We've got the amazing 3-pin system, which is one of the safest systems in the world, from what I understand. Okay, that's possibly the best one yet, because it's so it's so square. Well, rectangular. So easy. Whereas the next one's going to be more difficult. Yeah, Dave, exactly. Because you more often find something that goes into a UK plug than UK plug into something else here. I mean, there are some, obviously, but probably only in specialist shops. I don't know whether you'd find that in the local Sainsbury's or not. The other thing is, if you've got a laptop, make sure it has, if it doesn't have Ethernet on it, make sure to get one of those USB to Ethernet adapters, because our Wi-Fi is not great. We prefer people not to be on the Wi-Fi, if possible. I don't know about the rest. What, Hopsy? Yeah, no port thing. Yeah, I mean, we provide you with an Ethernet cable. You just got to have somewhere to plug it into. Then all's good. Okay. A bit of tidying that. Sumerians? Also, who here has completed all of the Age of Empires 1 campaigns? Just curious. They've released 3 of them? More on the way. I was never much of a campaign guy, but I've actually gone and done all of them, which I thought was kind of crazy. Some of them were a bit frustrating at times, but too bad, I would say. Alright, River. Good night. Bring your custom AoE UI with you in a thumb drive. It doesn't transfer if you're logging onto a new PC. Yeah, yeah. Get the Minoan sorted. Twice. It's only 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. 2 and a bit. I actually need to book rental car. In fact, if you're still around, Paradox, we need to chat. I think. So it looks like me renting at the moment is just crazy expensive, which isn't good. I don't know whether it's. I mean, we noted that 1 year on license isn't enough for a lot of places, so bit shit. Oi, oi, oi. Ankles. Right. I think I should be able to do all of this in one session, though, more or less. How long has it been? How long have I been live? Wait, that's only 1 hour 20? Yeah, almost 1 hour 20. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Not cheap to borrow a friend's car with temp insurance. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't have a friend's car that I can borrow that easily. I was tempted to buy a car outright. But I don't know. I mean, it's half the year I just wouldn't use it. That's always going to be a problem, I guess. Actually, I like it when I only have to do like 2 cuts. It also means that we can share. Well, renting should in theory mean that we can share driving responsibilities, but again, the whole year on licensing might come to bite us there. Yeah, I have to see. The Egyptians. Is the Egyptians the one with the super range monks? Yeah. Black Viet. I didn't actually realise that Vietnamese were in the original game. Because they renamed this one to Lac Viet, didn't they? If I remember right. Whew. Overall, we haven't had too many questions. I feel like quite a few of the people who both tuned in and are going this year also were here last year, I suppose. So, I guess that makes sense. Oop. Sorry. Oh. You don't know what to ask. Are you coming proper this year, Spudgy? And yeah, we do have a handbook, yeah. So I suppose any questions, most of the easy questions will be answered through that. Assume you don't slice your hand up. Fair enough. I mean, same, right? Yeah. Although it would be a bit screwed if I couldn't come. Yeah. But yeah, don't jinx it. I do happen to have a knife and my hands next to it right now. Yep. Tights. Brown bread or white bread toast or one of each with the brown as a treat? What are you gonna have on it? Is the question. I think it depends on what you're putting on it. Somewhat. If it's just butter, then white wins for me every time. But if it's like part of like an English breakfast or something, yeah, I don't know. I think it might lean more towards brown. Not sure why exactly, but do people shower in England? Yes, but not at our event. We do have showers, and you will see people using them because a bunch of people are going for a park run on the Saturday morning, like first thing Saturday morning. And if they don't use the showers, I'll force them. Like the amount of sweat that shall be generated on that park run is going to be insane. But yeah, just record I won't actually force anyone to do anything, but I will very vocally advise that they do so. Let's put it that way. Because my god, we're gonna be sweating buckets. Unless it's Akal maybe, who like runs all the time anyway. Not sure he's gonna break a sweat, but there we go. Do we have to see people shower, or is that... I'm hoping no one gets to see anyone else shower. I'm hoping we just see the result of it and can smell the result of it. That's my hope anyway. But I mean, I have to say, you guys don't understand, like, the amount of rubbish and the amount of smell and noise that gets generated at like a general LAN event. I've been to multiple of them, multiple different types. The Age of Empires 2 scene, because I think we're slightly older generally, like, it's just quieter, and people generally, for the most part, clean up after themselves, which is huge. It makes my life so much easier. It also means working with venues is much easier. So like, you didn't produce a ton of rubbish and you did actually clean up after yourselves. Maybe they'll let us come back. Have you forewarned the 32 nearest pubs that Happy the Andy's attending? I have not. Then again, it's St. Helens, so I'm not sure I really need to, do I? And no, I'm dissing the actual town that we're running it in, but I don't think they'll mind. Age of Empires 2 fans somehow. According to Mel, the pub that we were in before like setup began was one of the worst in town, so it's okay, it wasn't anything to write home about, but just funny. St. Helens is a lovely place. It's an alright place, it's not too bad. As places go, there's certainly worse. Also, is this the last two? I think it's the last two. I suppose there's nowhere near as many civs in Age of Empires 1. Carthaginians. Carthaginians is like really wide, really big. It is a very classic northern town, yeah. No such thing as a bad pub. Well, you can have pubs with terrible selections. I think it's difficult to get like a fully bad pub, though. I will agree. There's just grades of pubs, I suppose. That's alright. It's a bit thick at the bottom, I think. Oh, that was a good cut. I like that cut. Take a bit off the top as well. Nice, it's clean. Only one more to go, and then I can start doing the other bits. In fact, one of them is going to be kind of different. Going to see how that comes out. There we go. EDL pubs as bad pubs. What does EDL pubs mean? It's even like Weatherspoons pubs are like they serve a purpose. Like I wouldn't call them good pubs necessarily, but they definitely serve a purpose. In the EDL, I don't know what the EDL is. I'm afraid you have to spell that one out for me. I presume it's just a particular brand that's pretty bad. English Defence League? That's a thing? Huh. I have never heard of that. To be honest, I'm glad it's the first time hearing of it. Don't like focusing with the postcodes. Interesting. And where are they based, the EDL? Or are they now nationwide or something? I mean, I have been away from England for 6-7 years now. It's kind of crazy to think about. There we go. Oh. Oy. Tommy Robinson. Is a shitter living around Luton. Okay, interesting. So kind of central. Central-ish. Oh. Alright, so that's all the maps and all the civs cut out, I believe. Good. Yeah. Fair enough. Which means we've got this left, which, to be honest, pretty simple. You just cut squares around it. Got that to do. Pubs filled with RP. I see. And I also got that to do. So it's 2 bombard cannon people, which I'm going to have to be very careful about. A Pepe holding a carrot, 2 Mike Wazos, and training grounds. St. Helens is alright, Andy. It's okay. It's been worse. And I've got friends who live up near Blackburn, and they live in Oswald Twistle, which sounds very, very, very nice, but they keep talking about Blackburn as if they're going to get stabbed every time they walk down the street. Everyone in the UK hates where they live. I love Edinburgh. Alright? That's the UK. Maybe England. But, yeah, Edinburgh's awesome. I love Edinburgh. Liverpool. And you love Liverpool. Interesting. I mean, Liverpool is very industrial from what I remember. It's a shithole, but it's my shithole. Okay, fine. We'll take it. Right, on to the next bit, I suppose. Gonna cut out the training grounds logo. That wasn't great. Oh, what a good cut. Gotta cut the mics very carefully. And let's move all of these off. See if emblems. Yeah, I don't know about the UK in general. I mean, I've only really experienced, I guess briefly experienced Surrey. I went to university in Guildford, and parts of Guildford were nice, and parts of it were terrible. So, I think you kind of get that everywhere, though. Edinburgh happens to have a lot more nice places than terrible places, I would say, overall. Yeah, I don't know. Depends. If you've never come to Edinburgh, I definitely advise it. It is a lovely, lovely city. There's a reason why I saw it, fell in love with it, and decided to come work and stay here. How's that? I don't know how well you see that. Can end up the art of PNG, nice. Striking to walk around, yeah. The architecture's lovely. It's mainly because, like, bunch of areas, either, like, there's of course the castle, and so on the castle side you've got the old town, which was built within sort of the thousands onward. I think the first castle was mainly 1100 and something built. So the old city up there was built around about the same time as each other. Then they expanded out across the loch and drained the loch directly in front of it at about the same time. So again, a load of the houses on Newtown are all built in the Georgian fashion, and so that's also very pretty in its own way. And it was built by very fancy people, because 1800s Enlightenment era in Scotland was pretty powerful here in Edinburgh. Walter Scott, David Hume, and all those lads. Yeah, there's the two mics. Rather than live in a city. That's the thing about Edinburgh, like, it doesn't feel much like a city. It just feels like a big town. I think that's what I like about it, to be honest. You can get sort of a mini city vibe in the centre, but it really isn't much. It doesn't feel big. Like Glasgow, if you go into Glasgow city centre, it really feels like a city centre of a city. But Edinburgh's nice in that way. I'm going to cut this slightly conservatively, because I don't know what will look better at this point. Hey, Chris. What sort of time do you think people were dispersing on Sunday? So, I'd say, I mean, the official end time is 3 p.m. And we did get, I think, 15 people maybe stay all the way, just chilling at one of the tables. But like we'd already started packing down the venue at like midday, I would say. Certain bits of it anyway. So like as soon as people start moving, we pack away the desks, So yeah, there's little to do. So I'd say any time from about noon onwards, maybe 1 onwards, would be safe. But yeah, Sunday's definitely get up, get ready to go, and go. Just whatever pace you feel like, because we're not really tied to specific times as such. Yes, do appreciate the question. And equally, as I said earlier, if you guys didn't hear it, feel free to come along anytime, sort of noon Friday onwards. Technically, we are in the venue from Thursday at 9 p.m., but of course, we won't have anything set up at that point. So really, Friday at noon is the earliest I would advise coming along. But we should have all the central rows up and working by then, so. Do you think we should have a larger venue with more seats? Ooh. Yes, I did discuss this briefly earlier. We have thought about and discussed between us and the LAN project that we're in the same venue, as to what it would take to increase seating. The problem is the power, mostly. The venue is also very old, so it's like, do we want to upgrade this venue, or do we want to try and find another venue? I think it's sort of an ongoing thought of theirs. Because to upgrade the power, to be able to handle longer rows, would be thousands to upgrade the connectors. Maybe a couple of grand. And then all of the power splitters that they've got, which are built to split for, what was it, 12 computers? They'd have to get beefier ones that could handle more than 12, because like the ampage on each of the rows has to be maintained. So you'd have to go from, I think, 16 amp to 32 or something like that on each row, and then split it out in 16s from that. Yeah, it gets complicated to do bigger. Not to say that it won't happen, and I've seen bigger ones happen. They've done some here in Scotland, at various places. It just requires the venue to work, and there we go. Ta-da! Walt will be happy. I think he's on holiday right now, but bring the back of this. Oh, training grounds. There's Mike. Make the people smaller. It's not the people that's the problem. I mean, we've got plenty of sleeping space at the current venue. It's more the, yeah. Power. Alright, I'm gonna use a ruler for this bit. I'm afraid to be person, I will be a problem. Believe me, we've seen bigger. And louder. I'm telling you, at LM Project, there's one dude who snored so loud I could hear him from 2 rooms over. Kinda crazy. Oh yeah, I need to get the parrot wielding. Yeah. You won't be sleeping. I mean, good luck lasting 48 hours, my man. I don't know. I respect it, but you know, gonna be tricky. Or do you mean you just won't be sleeping on site? There's plenty of people not doing that too. It is interesting figuring out how many people sleep on site and how many people don't. One fun statistic I found from the last LM Madness is that well over half of the people that came were either providing a car share or being car shared to the venue, which I thought was amazing. So I'm giving this carrot thing way too much detail here. Late Saturday and head home from there. Oh, I see. Not staying long till Sunday then. Late Saturday, I mean that's fine. We'll be doing the pub quiz on Saturday at about 8 p.m. I think, which you'll probably want to stick around for. But yeah. Pub quiz is good fun anyway. One of the highlights of last year. I think AC did a really good job of it. And I know that he's got some cool stuff for this year lined up too. Early Sunday morning. I did on Twitch. Yeah, we tried to include as many people as possible. I don't know whether we're going to be broadcasting that this year or not, whether it'll just be for in-venue, but we'll see. It's very much going to be a tried out on the night, I think, with some of the broadcasting stuff this year. But yeah, we'll see. It's certainly nice to include people like that. People who couldn't make it. Damn, this one was a bit messy. Kind of worked out though. It's a carrot. Is what it meant to be. Don't know how this is going to be picked up by the camera, but kind of cute. The give carrot emoji. Okay, so we've got 2 bombardiers left. Bombard cannonists. Which I need to shape equally on both of them. And then we've got these, which I think I'll do first. These are nice and easy. Two. Yep. Don't know who these are actually going to be given out to this time. I think we gave pub emojis out to most of the original pub lads last year. The exact same idea. We'll see. And my fingers aren't getting quite as... Ooh, okay. That is hurting. I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as last year. I remember I couldn't actually bend my fingers for a certain amount of time after doing this last year. Which is kind of crazy. But there we go. How... This is a difficult one because it's a weird shape. Not sure. Might just cut it in squares, to be honest, for this one. Not try as hard. Cut it equal black square around it. Probably the way to go. Can't remember who asked for these. Like Cappy or Mel? I think it might have been Mel. Not sure what she has plans for with these, but we'll see. Oh, like this one. He's sleeping with me. Alright. Howdy. We still need to talk about the pizza. I guess it should be fairly simple once we get there, but it'd be good to get an idea of what kind of arrangement we can figure out. I'm not sure whether we'd just put in... It might be that us as LM Madness just use some of the ticket money to just buy a whole boatload of pizzas rather than attempting to gather everyone's preferences and mess about with it too much. But yeah, I seem to remember us having a chat about that at one point. It was a little while ago now, though. I don't... Nearly done. 2 more cuts, and that's the Pez Gods done. There we go. There's all the Pez Gods done. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. My back is not going to be happy with me for the next while, that's for sure. Oh. Ooh, you know what I can do though? I can cut one of these, and then using a pencil on the back, I can trace it onto the back of the other one. Maybe. Not sure whether that'll work or not. I guess we'll see. If extras bring a laptop, promise not to plug them in. I mean, yeah. And to be honest, laptops are not so bad, power-wise. Some of the venue won't be on the main, like the core rows, and there's basically another 12 slot of power. There's like another row's worth of power just in the ring of the venue itself. So like, in theory, we can plug some more laptops in. And laptops are much better than PCs for power consumption wise. I don't know how you'd market that really. There'd be like core rows and then a very limited supply of off-row laptop spaces. Maybe a bit odd. I guess I'll do an angle here as well, something like this. Something like that. Kind of works. So what I need to do is I need to get that distance correct, and if I get that distance correct, I can. That's what, a centimeter away? These are bitch games pedals on an electric bike. That's not actually a terrible idea. That could work. How far is that off? That's actually pretty close. So in theory, I should just be able to do that and get a good guide. Do you have any overseas people coming this year? I think Ekal is coming. He is. I know that a bunch that came last time aren't coming this time. Let's have a look. But then we've got some new people coming, so it's kind of levels out. Roadrunner, Good Guy, Hannah, Ted, Sloan, Loyalty, Paradox, Crazini. Crazini's from overseas. Breakfast, Wildebeest, Ekal, yeah. Notice Bandadina. Bandadina sadly can't come actually. So he's being replaced, although we're still waiting to hear whether the replacement is accepted. Hallis, of course, he's coming this year. Richard, Steak, Rit, I think Rit's the UK world. Davoy, Vegeta, Mel Mole. Eris, I don't know about Eris. Bars, of course. Spirit Charged Ali, Toblerone, Julie Wood, Hopsy, Andy. Yeah, there's definitely less. So, Vorion isn't coming this year, River isn't coming this year, DJ Own sadly isn't coming this year. Yeah, so there's a bunch that aren't. Not really a good enough guideline. I think it might just be. Let's do this. Hope for the best. Okay, that seems reasonable. Yeah. Needs a bit of cleaning up, but that's kind of worked. Oh shit, that's not good. Yeah, that's not. That's what I wanted. Cut too far in. That's kind of nasty. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. Yeah, no, they're mirrored. Yeah. That's kind of the idea of them. So if I do this now. So yeah, I should just be able to. There. That seems reasonable. I might need to pull them up a little bit. Let's see if I can do the top. Crossed. Mirror matchups suck. If this works, I'll be very surprised. I mean, that's not too bad either. It's not quite mirror matchup, is it? I'm going to do some very dainty updates to this afterwards, I think. Let's try this look. That's not too bad. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. It is quite nerve-wracking doing this, I will admit. Just don't want to fuck it up, you know? Just don't want to fuck it up. Some there. Keeping them aligned is a pain. So there's a little more to come off the top here. So I'll do this diagonal cut first, I think. Yeah, something went seriously wrong on part of this, but oh well. Let's hope that I got this bit right. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll take it. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit tall. By much, though. Freehand this. Oop. You've done fairly well with that. I mean, it's a little rough around the edges, but I kind of need to glue them first, I think. I think that may be the result. Actually, I need to glue these first. Glue them, and then I can... I guess it will be quite thick if I want to cut through both at the same time, but... So I can try and trim little bits off right now. Yeah, look at all the trimmings we've made today. Done pretty well, I think. It's certainly easier than last time, that's for sure. Although I guess there were 42 emblems to do last time. Whereas this time, nowhere near as many, thankfully. Discord message. Actually, that is very close. Just that bit there now. That's not bad. There we go. So just a tiny bit to the bottom now. Oops. Problem is, I keep on doing this where it just slightly rearranging then puts all the rest off by a tiny little bit, and then you then go to that bit and fix it, and then you spin it a little bit, and then you got to go and fix that bit. And at some point, you just got to call it quits. But that's pretty well on. Oh, I see on this side it's a bit off because I've messed up. So I'm going to have to set it up on both sides technically. Yeah, this totally isn't a hint for something that might happen this weekend. This weekend? Land Madness weekend. No one's questioned it as to why I'm printing out 2 emblems of cannoneers like this. But it's for good reason. But yeah, that's me done. I think. Oh! Oi, oi, oi! Oh! Oh my god. I can take this off. Well, if anyone is still out there, cheers for tuning in. We did one of these last year. It was good fun. I mean, it was painful, but it was good fun, and this one was still painful. But only a couple of hours, and it's all done pretty much. I need to attach the command strips to the back of the things, which I have some of, I think. Let's see what I've got in here. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Should be good. Ooh. Oh, just a few spare pick and ban things. And some B&Q bits. I thought we had some command strips in here. Oh, magnets. We got 2 command strips in there. Is that literally it? Looks like I'm gonna have to go and buy some more command strips. Oh, there's another one. Those command strips? No, doesn't look like it. Yeah, it looks like it. But yeah, command strips. So there we go. Glad I checked. So I need to go and print a bunch of those off. Do I use this for the pick and ban inserts? But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there. So thanks, people. I don't know whether we're gonna stream again before the event. It kind of depends what we feel like, I guess. Might do some fun stuff if we get time for it. But as always, it is a bit stressful leading up to an event, so there's that. Yeah, until next time, guys. I'm gonna wave goodbye and then trot over and stop the stream. So, any questions? Just go to Discord, and that will be it.